Hello everyone, I hope you all are fine. So today we are going to start chapter number 5th of second term. The name of the chapter is Language of Chemistry. In this chapter we will study about symbols, chemical formulas, how the chemical formulas they are formulated or derived, then what is valency, what is atomicity, then radicals, and along with the radicals, how do radicals combine to form the compounds. After that we will study about chemical equations, how chemical equation is written, what are the different ways to balance a chemical equation and why it should be balanced. So all that we are going to study in this particular. So first of all, from the name of the chapter, that is Language of Chemistry, what do you understand by language of chemistry? Language of chemistry, it is a series, or we can say a set of generalizations which is accepted worldwide and is used throughout as such in the field of chemistry. Like for hydrogen we have symbol only H. So H in chemistry we use this very particular symbol, that is the simplest, or we can say we are coding the language, that is H for hydrogen. Here we often don't write hydrogen complete name, instead we write only symbol. So symbolic representation or molecular formula representation or compound representation, that all are the part of the language which is with respect to chemistry. Now we know there are 118 elements in the periodic table. So each and every particular element, it has its unique symbol. Why the symbol is unique? It is so because if we use the same symbols for two different elements, then there will be a problem and confusion while studying the different elements. So that's why all the particular elements, they have the different symbols, and mostly the symbols they start from their name, that is first alphabet is taken as the symbol. Mostly it is followed in many cases, but there are some other names also which are not based on the first alphabet of the particular chemical element. Like we know hydrogen, it is having symbol H, oxygen it is having symbol O, nitrogen it is having symbol N, fluorine it is having symbol F, then we have carbon C, then we have phosphorus, it is P, then we have lithium Li. Here you know two different integers, not integers, two different alphabets are chosen, Li, that we will study why two different alphabets they have been chosen. But here these are the simple examples, many more examples are there. Now when two different elements they start from the same alphabet, like hydrogen, helium, we have hydrogen as a gas, helium also as a gas. Hydrogen's atomic symbol it is H, or elemental symbol it is H, but in case of helium it is written as He. Why it is written as He? Because if we write H and H both for helium and hydrogen, then there will be a confusion, great confusion. So separate names are given, separate names are assigned, and based on that similarly other elements they have been classified. Like carbon, it is written as C here, carbon. Similarly for calcium, we write the word Ca. Why Ca? Again simple. Reason for this, that same confusion will be there if C and C is written separately for carbon and calcium. That's why Ca for calcium, C for carbon. Similarly, this one, lithium. We have many other elements in the periodic table. Lithium, it is Li. There is another element known as lanthanum, that is having symbol La. So not same symbol for these two elements. It is La for lanthanum and Li for lithium. Similarly, we have lutetium. So that also it is having different symbol, that is Lu. So based on the number of elements which are starting from the same particular alphabets, their names have been derived. There is another particular way of naming the elements. Earlier, this English language was not accepted, or we can say it was not very much widespread during the primitive time. So during that time, the Latin or Greek languages, they were more prominent. So based on that, we have different elements whose symbols they have been derived from their Latin or Greek names. Like sodium, it is having symbol Na. Similarly, potassium, it is having symbol K. So Na, you can see here in the elemental name, neither N is present nor A is present, but they have been derived from this very name, from this Latin name. So natrium, it means sodium, and based on that the symbol has been derived. Similarly, kalium for potassium. Then we have ferrum for Fe, that is iron. For tin, we have Sn, and the name is stannum. For lead, it is Pb, and it is plumbum. And for mercury, it is Hg, that is hydrargyrum. Similarly, for copper, symbol is Cu, and the name which was earlier used, it was cuprum. So based on this very fact, the Latin names, these symbols have been derived. Now these were the atomic symbols. Now you must keep in mind that one symbol like Cu, or it is H, or it is He, or it is Na, any particular, that represents one atom. What is an atom? We had studied in the previous chapters that atom or atoms, they are the smallest particle of the element that take part in a chemical reaction. So any one particular symbol that represents one atom, simple H, if it is written, it means one atom, and it will be equal to the mass of hydrogen element So symbol represents one atom, and that symbol represents the mass of hydrogen atom. That particular mass for hydrogen, it is 1.001 AMU. Similarly for carbon, that also represents one atom, and the mass will be equal to 12 gram. Similarly nitrogen 14 gram, and that also represents one atom. So if one atom, any symbol is given, that means one atom and mass of that particular element. Now after that, what are molecules? Molecules, they are formed or they are formulated when atoms, they combine with one another. Like one hydrogen, it combines with another hydrogen atom. there is formation of hydrogen molecule. Now how do the molecules they are formed? That you must first of all learn 1 to 20 elements properly in a sequence wise. In sequence wise that must be learned. After that one topic is there, that is valency, that needs to be studied. Now here I am going to tell you what is valency. Why? First of all you need to know about valency, because if you are not aware regarding valency, then this topic, how the molecules or compounds they are formed, that you can't understand. So valency, it is the combining capacity of an element or an atom, combining capacity of an element, it is known as valency. Like one hydrogen, it is combining with how many hydrogen atoms here? Only one. This one is single, it is combining with only one. So valency of hydrogen, that is equal to 1. The number of atoms which combine with a particular element, that gives you the valency of that very element. Clear? Now if nitrogen and hydrogen they combine, there is formation of NH3 molecule, ammonia, which we call ammonia. Now nitrogen, it is combining with how many particular hydrogen atoms here? If in general we talk about 3 hydrogen atoms, so that is equal to the valency of nitrogen, that is nitrogen is having valency 3. Clear? Similarly oxygen, when it combines with hydrogen, there is formation of water, so that gives you the valency of again oxygen here. So that is with respect to hydrogen only. This particular topic of valency I am now explaining only with respect to hydrogen. The valency of elements that can also be calculated with respect to the combining capacity with other elements also, not only with hydrogen but with other elements also. Like first of all, what you need to do, I told earlier, you have to learn 1 to 20 elements. So now 1 to 20 elements I am going to tell. Hydrogen, helium, lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, then neon, then it is sodium, then it is magnesium, aluminium, silicon, phosphorus, sulfur, then comes chlorine, then it is argon, after that it is potassium, and 20th one is calcium. First, second, third, fourth, fifth one is boron, sixth carbon, seventh nitrogen, eighth oxygen, ninth fluorine, 10th neon, 11th sodium, 12th magnesium, 13th aluminium, 14th silicon, 15th phosphorus, 16th sulfur, 17th chlorine, 18th argon, 19th and 20th this one, 19th potassium, and 20th it is calcium. Now we have here 20 elements in front of you. Just remember one thing: helium, neon and argon, these are known as noble gases and their valency is 0. In the first 20 elements we have 3 noble gases. One is helium, another one is neon, and last one is argon. So their valency is 0. Based on these very noble gases, we will calculate the valency of other elements. Just remember one thing: the difference between the nearest noble gas, that gives you the valency of that very element. Like hydrogen, it is having a difference of atomic number of how much? This one 1, 2, 3, 4 up to 20, it is atomic number. Up to 20 atomic number I had written. Difference of hydrogen to helium, that is 2, 1, so equal to 1. So 1 is the valency of hydrogen. Similarly, if we talk about boron, this one boron. So boron is having helium nearby then in comparison to neon. What you need to do, whenever you want to find out the valency, you need to see the difference of the element with respect to the nearest noble gas. So nearest noble gas with respect to boron, it is helium. So helium, it is having atomic number 2, boron it is having atomic number 5. So what do you need to do? Subtract the atomic number of helium from the atomic number of boron. That gives you the valency. It is equal to 3 here. Clear? Similarly, if you want to find out the valency of oxygen, so oxygen it is near to neon, then we see the difference with respect to helium of oxygen. So here it is 10 and here it is 8. So 10 minus 8, that gives you the valency, that is equal to 2. Clear? So this is with respect to valency. When you want to calculate the valency of aluminium, again you see aluminium atomic number 13, nearest noble gas it is neon. So 13 minus 10, it is 3 here. Clear? Okay. Similarly, phosphorus, it is 18 minus 15, that also gives you 3. If we see here carbon and here it is silicon, carbon is having atomic number 6, silicon it is having atomic number 14. So carbon 6, second is of helium, and 10 is of neon. Now the difference is same from both the sides. Here also differences of 4, here also differences of 4. So carbon will have the valency of 4. Either you calculate it with respect to this one neon, or you calculate it with respect to helium. The difference is 4 from here, 6 minus 2, that gives you the valency equal to 4. Either you see from here 10 minus 6, that also equal to 4. Similarly is the case with silicon. So silicon 14 minus 10, 14 is the atomic number. All these numbers which I had written, these are the atomic numbers. 2, 10 and 18, these are the atomic number of noble gases. So 14 minus 10, it is equal to 4. Clear? Similarly 18 minus 14, that also equal to 4. That gives you another particle. So this is the journal with respect to the valency. Now when valency is learned, then formation of molecules, that is also very easy.